Okay, hi everybody. So in this video here, we're going to solve this inequality here. X cubed minus 2x squared is less than 5x minus 6. And the first thing I'm going to want to do here is bring all those terms over to one side of the equation. And we're going to relate that to 0. Makes it easier for me to identify where I'm positive and negative. And I want to factor that. However, right off the bat here, I look at this and I'm trying to think how to factor this for terms here. Doing it by grouping won't work. Because I can see right away here that between x cubed and negative 2x squared, I mean, there's a common x squared, but I'm not going to be able to factor out a common factor from the 5x and the 6 that will match that. And really, no amount of messing around with that is gonna improve that. So I got to approach this from a different method here. And I'm going to take a look at 6, my constant there, and I notice that the factors of 6 are going to be 1 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 plus or minus 3 plus or minus 6 here, and I'm gonna guess at 1. And now I'm going to guess at 1, but I already know what the answer is. So I'm going to guess that one of the factors here is x minus 1. And to check and see if that's true, I'm going to plug in plus 1. Plug in the opposite sign that I'm guessing. And when I do that, if I put that all together, I get 0 when I plug that in. So what that means is when x is equal to 1 in that function, if I was to graph that, if I was to make that y equals, I would get an x-intercept. And that corresponds to a root of the function. Now, I know that that works. So now what I want to do is I want to divide that factor, x minus 1, out and see what I'm left with. So I'm going to use synthetic division here. So I'm going to put my leading coefficients there. So 1, leading coefficients, I can put all my coefficients there. 1, negative 2, negative 5, and 6. I'm going to divide out that x minus 1. So the 1 comes down, multiply, I add, I multiply, I add, I multiply, I add. Now, there are two ways typically that you might do this. The other thing I might have done is I might have put a negative 1 out front here. And then when I went through all the little steps there, I would have multiplied but then subtracted as I went down. I'll get the same answer one way or the other here. And so what this does for me is this gets me that this is going to be x minus 1 multiplied by x squared minus x minus 6 is now less than 0. And that quadratic is fairly easily factored into, I'm looking for factors of negative 6 that add to negative 1, so it'll be negative 3 and x plus 2. And so there's that cubic broken down into its factors. I can tell right now that's going to have x-intercepts at negative 2, 1, and 3. So I'm going to have a really quick look, really quick sketch of this. So I know it goes through at negative 2, goes through at 1, goes through 3. I can tell based on past experience, because this is a positive cubic, it's going to go up. Each one of those roots has a multiplicity of 1. So it's going to go right through each root. And now all I have to do to get my answer is just investigate, well, where is that function negative? Where is it below the x-axis as opposed to above the x-axis? And that's going to be true here, okay, in this region and in this region right here. So when x is less than negative 2, together with or in union with 1 up to 3. Whoops. And another way I might write that is using my interval notation, negative infinity to negative 2, union 1 to 3. And there you go.